Welcome everyone to yet another Team of the Month prep video. These seem to be working pretty good, so we decided to do yet another one. And I'm joined here today again with Jocelyn and Nick. Say hello, guys.
Hello,
Hello,
guys.
guys.
I knew that was going to happen. So Team of the Month is this coming Saturday, so we thought we'd give you a little bit of a little prep talk, we'll call it, and give you some ideas for kind of what maybe might work, what might not work, and go from there. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
So this month's theme, we decided, because June is a big month for just celebrating diversity in general, we thought we'd kind of join the club and celebrate diversity in Dice Masters. What does that mean?
Well, there's a lot of different colored dice. And so we're going to go with the obvious solution of run a bunch of different affiliations.
Yeah,
Make some
because color themes are never a good idea.
No, and
Yeah,
you get into arguments. Is this gray? Is this red? Is this purple?
Fuchsia. It's fuchsia.
What is white?
Yeah, so
Is it white or is it gray?
So
no,
we
so we went with affiliation.
Yeah, keep it simple. If it's got a symbol, it counts. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So, on that note,
Is it that simple?
well, yes and no. There has been a little bit of confusion, questions with what's kind of going on there, and there are a couple situations that caused a little bit of grief with this, so we had to make up some rules for this one. So, general rules for this one are, we're doing a modern build only, so all your cards have to be modern legal. All of our standard bans are still in effect. We'll kind of cover that towards the end. But the big rule is each card on your team must have a different affiliation. This, of course, does not include your basic actions because they don't have affiliations, but you can't share affiliations. That's pretty much the only rule, right?
So sharing is not caring. Got it.
In this case, yes. So, again, the whole point of this video is to kind of give you some team ideas. So, we decided we would try that again. However, we realized that really there aren't any great team ideas for this one. This is a pretty open build. We thought we'd just kind of discuss some of the unique situations that might arise and kind of go from there. So, on that note, let's talk about the big elephant in the room, which are the villains. Why are they such a problem or an issue in this build?
So a lot of there are certain affiliations that also almost always come with the villain affiliation, such as the Legion of Doom. I don't think there's a single Legion of Doom character without the villain affiliation. There might be a Brotherhood character that doesn't, but most of those all have the villain affiliation, but we don't want to limit what you can use. So you can use the Thunderbolts, the Brotherhood, the Legion of Doom, and the Aquaman, and it counts.
Right.
The Aquaman?
Yeah, the guy, the pitchfork symbol. That's Team Aquaman, isn't it?
You mean the Hellfire Club?
Never heard of it. I don't know what that is.
Minor
Alright.
details.
Team Aquaman it is.
Okay. But yeah, the problem with this is the way it's set up right now is if you had any one of these characters, so let's actually jump to some of them. If you jump to any one of these characters, as soon as you have Lex Luthor on your team here, you cannot have any of those other ones because you have a villain on your team. So that eliminated so many possibilities by doing that, so we made the decision to remove the villains. So these cards are still eligible, but for the purposes of Team of the Month, for this Team of the Month, the villain affiliation does not exist. So if your card has the affiliation, it's not there. So pretend there's a big black dot on those. If you want to get your Sharpies out, feel free to do that in your cards, but make sure you have a spare, maybe. But that opens up the villain builds quite a bit. So now you can have Legion of Doom on your team, you can have Hellfire Club, you can have Team Aquaman, and there's no problems there. Right?
Sounds good. But what do we do if there's just a villain affiliation on it?
Well, let's take a look at that. So what happens if you do have so this is a pretty good example, a pretty popular card, stops a lot of things named Becky. But you see it has the villain affiliation. So we have already said that does not exist here. So that card, for all intents and purposes, now has no affiliation, so it is no longer eligible to be used. So, long story short, pure villains cannot be used in this event. But
Easy
multiple.
enough to explain.
Yeah, there's not much. There's not much there. Combining that though, there was a question beforehand about the villains. Do you have that handy, Jocelyn?
I do.
What
I
was
have
that?
it handy right here. So the question was, does the villain affiliation exist for game purposes?
So the answer would be no. That's the short answer. Because we've taken away the villain affiliation off the card, anything on the card that refers to villains or gives villains buffs or does something with the villains doesn't do anything. So essentially you got a blank card there. Now you can still bring that card, it just won't have an ability. That's up to you if you want to do it or not.
Or
So,
that part of the ability, depending
yeah,
on
yeah, depending on
what
which
the
card you're
card
specifically
does.
talking, yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like I said, for
Which
this one,
most of them I think were on that poison ivy, so they're out anyways.
yeah, so she gone. So there's another affiliation that kind of has the same quote-unquote problem as villains, and that is the Imperium. A very popular affiliation, very meta-heavy here. But we decided to do the same thing. In order to be able to play... Oh, you're going to have to help me with this again. Was it Space Wolves and Ultramarines?
There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh, there we go.
On the first try.
That's what we'll tell them. Basically here, you can now play either one of these affiliations because they are different. Now, I don't think these come into the same realm as villains where you're going to run into a whole lot of issues running them, but if you want to run one of each, go nuts.
Yeah, and I don't think any cards actually refer to that symbol anyway, so
there's very
don't even know why they were given that symbol to begin with.
Although the card on the screen does.
Oh no, it refers to the Space Wolf.
Oh,
It
the
doesn't
Imperium
refer to the
symbol. That's right.
Imperium.
That's right. I think you're right on that one. I think you are correct. Maybe on the new set that we're never going to get, possibly.
It was,
Oh
it
yes,
was,
yes.
or it was all about team up.
Yeah. So what
Which, of
about...
course, is not modern.
Yeah, unfortunately it's not. So what about the non-basic actions and things that grant affiliations like that? What do we have to say about that card?
No go.
And why is that?
If it doesn't have an affiliation, it's not legal.
Yep. So
bye, Becky.
So pretty much any card that does not have affiliation is out of the game, with the exception of your basic action cards. That's the only exception to that rule. So let's talk a little bit about multiple affiliations here. So here's 3 examples of cards that have multiple affiliations. Now, of course, with Black Adam, we've already said villains are gone. But let's say I got Shazam on my team already, and I want to put Black Adam. Can I do that?
No.
Why
They're
not?
both mystics.
That's both okay. And same.
So if you put Shazam on, you've got your Mystic character, you've got your Justice League character. You can have more than one affiliation. It's just everyone else has to then have a different affiliation.
That's right. We're not limiting the build to 8 affiliations. Like, you're going to have 8 cards, but just each of those cards have to have a different affiliation. So you can mix and match as you see fit. It's not gonna change anything there. But yeah, so in situations like this, with Shazam and Black Adam, because they share mystics, you can't have them. Black Widow would be the same with any Avenger or any Shield agent. Are there any Shield agents in Modern?
I think there's a promo cap.
Sorry, as soon as I said that, I don't think there are any. But maybe you want to run promo cap, but don't run them with Widow.
Yep. There's barely any.
Yeah, so that's just the one thing you got to watch out for. Just make sure everything's different on your team. So I think Nick already alluded to this next part. So what about the unaffiliated, such as our friend Becky, and we threw Eddie in there just because he's a nice little control piece. I think we've already
really
answered.
our friend.
Well, no.
He did not get invited to this party.
No,
No.
She would have been banned anyway, but she fell on the she has no affiliation, so she's no longer welcome at this dance, which kind of worked out quite well. Taking away affiliations actually took away a lot of cards that can cause some problems. So yeah, rule of thumb, if there's no affiliation, you can't use it. So that brings us to our ban list, and as we all well know, we're not a fan of Jerry Lawler. Here, he causes way too many problems. So he's I think he's on the perma ban list for any team of the months going forward. I think we're done with him. Anything else banned? I don't think there is there?
Cosmic Cube, I think that's gone.
I think that's not modern.
That's not modern.
Yeah, so we're good.
Oh, okay. Easy. Okay.
Yeah. So I
Easy.
think that's it.
Easy ban list. One basic action. So
One
let's
basic
talk.
action and anything unaffiliated.
Yeah. So let's talk about some things you may not want to use in this one. So these are some examples of some cards Nick found for us, and why are these bad ideas?
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but when you've got Drax and he only benefits when you have a non-Guardian or a non-Drax Guardian character, he's probably not going to get you much anywhere. But at least he's a 3-cost.
True.
And hope if she copies a different X-Men that you can't have on your team. Probably also not worth purchasing. Still a 3-cost.
Yep.
And then another 3-cost with Mystique, who gets +2/+2 for each different active non-Mystique Brotherhood character. Not going to get anywhere.
Yeah. So I mean, go ahead and put these guys on your team. We're not saying don't, but they're
I mean,
not.
technically, if your opponent has a non-Mystique Brotherhood character, you might give your Mystique a +1 +2/+2.
Okay, you know what?
This
Bring Mystique just in case.
It
This
does
is
say
true.
both sides. But I think that it's safe to say that these are bad ideas.
Yeah.
So you could spend 3 to get a 2/3/3 on its top side.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great idea.
I think so. This slide is called bad ideas. See, you might not be saying it, Nick, but Matt is. It says it
Oh
right
no,
there,
I'm
bad
putting
ideas.
Mystique on my team for sure now, just in case. Just on the off chance it happens.
Make sure you put something on there to make her free to field or something.
So I mean, we there's not, we talked about kind of bad ideas, but there's not really any good ideas or standout ideas for this format. Like it's kind of all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it reverses the whole single affiliation event, which is usually fun because you find that affiliation synergy.
Yeah.
And now it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, it's I've had some fun building for this one already, where you're just kind of trying to find cards that kind of mesh together, but don't really have that team synergy that you normally see, and it's interesting.
I think it's going to be pretty wide open. I mean, I've probably gone through a few different attempts at building a team of, oh, I could do this, I could do that, and everything's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that excites me. So it's nice to see a format where there's not, you look and there's not one thing that jumps out at you as like, this is gonna like destroy everybody. So, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is something there that's gonna make everyone very unhappy, but
we haven't found it yet.
Yeah, so surprise us.
Bring it on Saturday.
On this coming Saturday, June 13th. Starting
no
at
apostrophe, no G.
And 1 week before Earth X Origin.
That's right.
In case you're not familiar with how a calendar works, Matt.
No comment. No comment. And what time are we?
Pre-conversation.
What time are we starting?
9 p.m. Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern time. And where can you find us?
You can find us on twitch.tv/DiceMastersNorth.
Yeah, just
our illustrious leader Matt will be taking us through the stream.
I will be doing my best here.
I'm sure he'll know everything he needs to do after his recent OBS tutorial.
Yes,
so all the sound checks will be there.
The sound checks are always there. Always there. I never mess up the sound at all.
Ever.
So, yeah, me and audio, not good friends. So yeah, we'll start it off on the Twitch. Hit up the Twitch channel, hang out in the chat. You can submit your teams either through the article, which you can find on Dice Masters North, or most people are now submitting through Discord in the Team of the Month channel, sub-channel. I don't know what Discord things are called.
It's called a channel.
Okay. And
or the link on the article website at
yeah.
dm-orth.com.
Yeah, and hope to see you out on this coming Saturday. And thanks as always for watching. And that's it. Any closing shots from you guys? No?
Nothing
Bang,
from me.
bang.
Thanks for having us again, Matt.
See you next time.